Just before 3 o'clock now. It's sunny. It's been sunny for perhaps an hour and a half. Temperatures haven't been very high, perhaps around 1.5 degrees for most of the day. Now around 1.8 degrees C. Not enough to thaw all the snow. So I went around and gave a few of the trees a shake to get the worst of the snow off. These parvula have picked themselves up quite a bit. These were hanging right to the ground, and some early on, as were most of these gunnii. Still quite a bit of snow on some of them, although I've done my best to clear the worst of it. More snow is forecast for this evening, and it's also going to be freezing. So although you can possibly just make out all the drips coming off these trees, see if I can find a spot where it is coming off. Not sure if that's going to come out. Okay, you can see it dripping perhaps off that one. Trust me, it is really dripping off these trees. Anyway, as I say, more snow is forecast later today, going into tomorrow, and that's not really the issue. The issue is that it's going to be below freezing, so any snow that was and is left on these eucalyptus will freeze. More snow on top of that, and that will be a very, very heavy weight. So far there's only a few very small twigs that have snapped, no major main stems. Here's one that has snapped. As I say, just the really small twigs. None of the main trunks have suffered any damage. Most of the established trees are absolutely fine, dead straight. No need to give them a shake at all. Here where the sun is bright, it really is just dripping off these trees. So fingers crossed we get another hour and the temperatures hold up to get the worst of it off. Perenniana, all of these are more or less straight now, and they weren't given a shake. They are, however, quite exposed to the sun, so they got a bit of warmth and they're pretty much snow free. This is where the regnan snapped in the early part of 2023. So I suppose getting on for 2 years, although it's easily done 4 meters in that time. And this past year, in fact, past 18 months, have been very poor in terms of growth. Not going to bother giving these Clounsnaghta a shake. They're alpine yellow gum, so they should be hunky-dory. They are beautiful. It's a beautiful time of year. I should be saying it's beautiful with all the snow on the ground. It really is just fantastic. The nitens are likewise fantastic. None of these have been affected at all. They're all perfectly straight. They're just that bit higher up. I think that's possibly one of the reasons why there's no issues with them. The taller trees seem to be fine. The more mature a tree gets, the hardier it gets. And these nitens and all the trees here were subjected to some very heavy verglass towards the end of 2023. So perhaps they've adapted. A storm has been named for the weekend, Storm Bert, with gusts around 75, 80 kilometres an hour. It will, however, be from the southwest, and generally it's a bit sheltered here. The northwest or northeast is the most exposed. When you're watching all of this, do bear in mind this is a north facing slope and there's a ridge up the back there which I'll show you shortly. So at this time of year it doesn't get a lot of sun to burn off any frosts or snow that happens to fall. It's just after 3 and towards the end of November the sun is already low in the sky. There's the ridge that I spoke about, and during December that ridge really does shade out this area of ground. It's as well seeing it's called Clounsnaghta. Where the sun has reached these eucalyptus, all of the snow has melted. I expect I'll update on the effects of Storm Bert as it's happening or shortly afterwards. Thanks for taking the time. Meantime, good luck.